Hello everyone. As today we'll discuss the basic concept of OOPS. Okay, so that is the basic concepts of OOPS, that is object oriented programming. OOPS, that is object oriented programming. So what is the object oriented program is? It is a principle of design and development of the programs. Okay, so we have to design and the development of the different programs using some approaches, that is we call it as a modular approach. Okay, so that is the object oriented programming, that is we call it as OOP. Okay, it is the principle of what? There are two. One is designing and development. That is design and development. Design and both. You are designing and developing is what? The programs you are writing. Designing and development of programs. Okay. Using what? Some approaches, we call it as using modular approach. Using modular approach. So that is the OOPS. Okay, and there are so many languages of object oriented programming as object oriented programming languages. So whatever you are learning, that is C++ is an object oriented programming language. Then Java is an object oriented programming language. C# is an object oriented programming language. Okay, so these are the, like this there are so many other object oriented programs languages. So these are the basic languages what you are learning. Okay, and when you go to the object oriented programming, okay, so whatever the approaches, whatever the methods you are following by creating some area, that is data and member functions. Okay, so when you create the object oriented program, so you need the data first, okay, and the functions. So object oriented programming methods, whatever the methods you are using, so these are modularize a program, modularize a program. So when you go for the modularization, but you have to create some memory area by creating the memory area, in which what it is needed is data and member functions. Area for what? Data and member functions. Very important. You need the data, you need some member functions in object oriented, and both you combine. When you combine both, then you call it as a single entity. Together both data and functions will together as a single entity. So the basic idea behind this is you need the data and you need some functions, that is member functions. When you combine both, then you will get a data member functions with the single entity. Okay, so when you show this like this, it will be, so we have a data and you have a function. Okay, so both data and function in this. So we have another one, that is the data and with the function, and you have another one with a data and function. So each entity connected with functions. So this will be connected and this function will be connected, and these functions will be connected. So this is what the organizing of your data and functions in the object oriented programming. Organizing. So you have to organize the data. You have to organize the data by using this object oriented programming. So as the object oriented programming is for both designing and development. So you have to design and development of the programs. So now we are using what? C++. There are other as Java and C hash. They are also having the object oriented programming. You need what? You need what? Data and member functions. You need data and member functions together. We call it as a single entity. We call it as single entity. When you go for further, for this object oriented programming, there are some characteristics. There are some characteristics of object oriented programming. So this is already comes in the picture of PUC first year syllabus. Okay, so characteristics of object oriented programming. Okay, that is whatever the languages. These are the common characteristics. So first one, as that is when you want to go for the first characteristics, we are saying it as objects. First in the objects. Second one, we call it as classes. Okay, then third one, that is data abstraction. And fourth one, that is your data encapsulation. And fifth one, as we were earlier in the first year, that is we discussed about the inheritance. So what is inheritance and what are the different types of inheritance? Okay, then overloading. So overloading, you have function overloading and operator overloading. So overloading, then we have polymorphism. So next there is dynamic binding. And the last one, that is your message passing. So these are the 9 characteristics of object oriented programming language. That is, one is objects. You have to create the objects, then the classes, then data abstraction, data encapsulation, then inheritance, then overloading, polymorphism, dynamic binding and message passing. These are the 9 characteristics of object oriented programming language. So in the next class we discuss about each, how it works and what is the definition of objects, classes and other characteristics of object oriented programming language. Okay, thank you.